MJV Animations. If y'all don't have y'all popcorn, go grab y'all popcorn, go grab y'all snacks, some waters and stuff like that. Go grab everything that y'all need before we get into this video. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. I know y'all probably like, how the fuck are we taking a break and we haven't even started yet? Well, and break. Time back in. I have 4. You know what I'm saying? I have 4 unfinished water bottles over here. I have some Tony's chocolate little bits, crunchy caramel, and buttery cookie. Then I have some Captain Crunch cereal. That look good from the mirror, don't it? I don't know about y'all, but me personally, I enjoy the Spooky Scary Sundays that CORY KENSHIN does. And we haven't got a Spooky Scary Sunday in I don't know how long. And today's Sunday. And he ain't dropping no Spooky Scary Sunday video. So what is he doing? Come on, CORY, do better, bro. I think it's a pretty cool idea, Spooky Scary Sundays. I feel like this is something that I could do. CORY KENSHIN, don't copyright me. Or don't sue me, you know what I'm saying, for stealing your idea. But if you're not gonna do it, someone has to do it, right? And that someone has to be me. I am the chosen one. I am the Shogun. I am the chosen one. I am the Shogun. I am. Let's get it. Let's go. Story number 1.
This was 3 years ago, just at the beginning of December. Where I lived, it doesn't get too cold until late December, and we usually don't get any snow until early January. I go camping pretty often, and typically try to take as many trips as I could.
That sounds like... God. Oh my gosh. That sounds like Texas. We don't usually get snow till like early January, late January.
Good, before winter
if
comes
we even
in,
get snow.
And then I wouldn't be able to go out for several months. I scheduled some time off work for the first weekend of December so I could do one last camping trip. I chose a place an hour north from me. I knew it was a little colder up north, but I didn't think it would be enough difference to matter too much.
See, that's his first mistake already. You going camping by yourself, an hour away. Mistake number 1. Never go camping by yourself. And if you could do it closer to where you live, please try to do it closer to where you live.
Besides, I was prepared with camping gear that was also rated for cold temperatures. I headed down there in the morning, arriving at the trailhead just a couple hours past sunrise. There were 2 other cars at the trailhead, one regular-looking minivan and one truck that looked like it'd been off-roading with...
Bro, you see how dirty his car is, bro? This man don't give no crap about life. He gives no crap about life, bro. Leave now. Leave now. I'm letting you know, leave now. If y'all see anybody that got a truck like this, bro, they don't give no craps about life, for real.
Mud and scratches all over it. I parked and began down the trail. It was definitely chilly.
And I bet you it was a Ford. Chat, I bet you it was a Ford.
I put my jacket and hat on. Not too long into it, I passed an older man with his kid who looked like they'd camped the night before. So that accounted for one of the cars. When I got to the campsite, I figured there would only be one other group or person there, but it was empty. Just a flat grassy spot near a flowing...
So far we know that it's, I think he said like late December and it's cold. He went an hour north to go camping by himself. He didn't think the cold was going to be bad because he got all his camping gear that he quote unquote needed. He pulls up, he see a Ford F-150 that's dirty. He got scratches on it, he see a little minivan. He saw one family with an older man and a kid that looked like they'd been there a night before. He thought there was going to be other people there, but there's nobody else there because it's empty. So let's go ahead and continue.
Pond. No other tents or people. I sat my tent up on the edge near the trees. For the first little bit, I spent some time writing in my journal, but as the day went on, it got colder and colder. I got up and built a campfire to help keep me warm. It wasn't too long after that, someone else came walking down the trail. It was a man, maybe 40, and he wore a thick coat and a cloth covering his face. He had a small backpack, but when he passed me and went to the other side of the campsite, I noticed his bag was flat, like there was almost nothing in it.
Right.
He sat down and leaned up against a tree. I thought he probably had a friend further down the trail that was on their way or something. But a while passed, I don't know, probably 45 minutes, and nobody else came. Also, the man didn't move. He was still just sitting against the tree and staring out at the pond. I didn't know whether to feel bad for him, or be creeped out, or what.
Nah, bro.
But
That's when you get that. That's when you get that. You feel me? You get that like, hey, look, first come, first serve. This right here, my camping spot. You need to get. This is my territory. That's when you start fighting for your territory. I feel like bro wasn't sticking up for himself. Nah, I'm just saying. Bro is sticking for his territory. Bro came inside your territory and just sat there and stared you down and you scared. He ain't scared of you, so why are you scared of him?
then, kind of out of nowhere, he got up and started walking over to me. Once he got to the other side of the campfire, he stopped and sat down, smiling at me over the flame. Hope you don't mind if I share your camera.
Ugh!
It's much.
Look at his teeth and his mustache, though. Why he look like that? Look at his. Yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Just off his face alone, I would have smacked it. Just like that. Just a quick little one and dipped. A quick little one. I'm telling you. Just as fast as I hit him, I'm gonna run just as fast. I'm gone. I'm leaving my tent, I'm packing my stuff, and I'm gone. I promise you, y'all. What?
Colder
I would never go
than I
camping again by
expected.
myself.
I said it was okay, trying to be friendly, but also feeling a bit uncomfortable. There was something off about his smile. The rest of his face just didn't match it. His eyes were droopy and tired, which made his smile seem fake. Did you bring a tent? It's probably gonna get colder tonight. He shook his head no, but didn't seem worried or concerned
Crazy.
at all, still having that smile. After that, there was a good 10 minutes where we both just sat there in silence. During that time, I'd already made up my mind that I wanted to
What are
leave,
y'all doing in this
but I was
situation?
nervous about packing my things up right in front of him.
I-
The sun was
why?
nearly set.
I wouldn't gave 2 flying ducks. Bro, I'm literally packing. I'm packing like I'm finna move into a different apartment. That's how quick I would have started packing, bro. Like I gotta move out tomorrow type. This is how some of y'all be getting caught up. Like I know I'm pretty friendly. Most people will call me friendly, but some of y'all are friendly as hell. You let this random man come over here and sit beside you in this campfire. He's just staring at you with this weird, awkward smile. And you just thinking nothing of it. You said, Thomas, I don't know where to pack my stuff. Bro, leave. See?
So if I was going to leave, I'd have to soon. I stood up and went toward my tent, getting my sleeping bag from inside and rolling it up. I could feel the man's eyes staring at me the whole time, and when I turned around, he was looking right at me with that same creepy smile.
Like, bro, what are
He
you
stood
looking
up,
at?
holding his gaze on me, then walked back to the tree he was by earlier. However, he didn't stop. He continued walking past it and into the woods, disappearing from my sight not too far in. I stood still for a minute, listening for his footsteps, but the
He's getting
forest was
reinforcements.
quiet.
He's getting reinforcements.
I
You
didn't
better,
know
bro.
what the hell was going on, but I
Get
was
your
sure
stuff
he'd be
and
coming
leave.
back any minute.
Get your
I
stuff and
hurried
leave,
to get
bro.
the rest of my things packed.
No! He's already at his car. He's already at his car.
2 minutes, I was heading back down the trail. I
Ah,
left the
nah.
campfire going, so that if he was watching me from a distance, maybe he'd think I hadn't left yet. The next
That's
2
okay.
hours were extremely
That's kind of
unnerving.
smart.
Walking
Why
in
is
the
his
dark,
feet, bro? Bro, why do people walk like that? Why do people look at his feet? He got one foot pointing east, and then he got the other foot pointing south. Why is he walking like that?
in freezing cold, just
It's not that
hoping I
hard to
wouldn't
walk
hear his
straight.
footsteps rushing behind me. I made it to my car safely though, getting in and driving home. I noticed at the trailhead, the old truck was gone though, so if it wasn't his, I don't know how that man got there. Regardless, if I'd stayed that night, something definitely would have happened. The man was probably going out into the woods to get something, only to come back soon after and do whatever he was there to do. Or he could have been waiting out there, pretending to have left in hopes that I'd feel safe enough to stay the night, just to come back in my sleep. The imminent events of that night will probably haunt my thoughts for the rest of my life.
Don't tell me that's it. Okay.
This was in 2016.
2016.
I used to live in a rural town with a...
Every time I hear 2016, I'm gonna say this every single time. 2016 has some of the best music. Y'all cannot negotiate with me. Y'all can't gaslight me. Y'all can't think me into thinking otherwise.
Pretty close community. The whole landscape around the area was flat, dense forest. So basically the only thing to do was go for hikes or go camping. Otherwise, you'd have to drive an hour over to the next, slightly larger town.
So
me and my friend Matt would go camping a lot, and this time he said one of his other friends recommended a place that we could go, so that's where we went. It was only a 15-minute drive from the outskirts of our town.
Okay.
There was no parking though. We just pulled over on the side of the road. The trail was also very faint
illegal?
and thin, and not something that looked used very often.
Why didn't you just drive your car on the
after
trail?
an hour, we made it to the camp. Supposedly, there was a nice view of a lake, but his friend must have been messing with us, because it definitely was not a lake, or a nice view. It was more of a swamp, like a dark green overgrown pond. It looked like it could have been nice a couple years
all that
ago,
algae.
maybe.
Ew.
After laughing it off though, Matt pointed out a tent on the other side of the water. It was way too far to see anything specific, but it was just a lone tent sitting among the trees. Then my eyes drifted along the edge of the water, further down from the tent. There was a person watching us. They were standing along the pond, directly across from where we...
There's always somebody's always watching. Matter of fact, who watches me right now? I'm not sure ain't nobody watching me right now. So why is he standing like that? He stares like a weirdo. Like, I'm kind of just nitpicking at this point, really. But bro is looking like he's just... Hi, how are you? Yeah, you like that? How you doing? I see you over there. Bro, give me that type of vibes. Like, bro, if you don't get your old freaking...
Not there at all, or just walking around in the trees, further away. As the day slowly turned to night, there were a few hours where we never saw them. We walked around and collected some scraps to make a fire with, then propped up our chairs close to the flame and made dinner. We were just chatting and having some laughs when Matt suddenly jumped up from his chair. His eyes were locked on something right behind me.
Ghost.
I stood up and looked. Standing in the dark, there was the outline of someone standing only 20 feet away.
Oh, hell no.
They had long and disheveled black hair and were wearing...
Go run up to him and just kick him. Kick him and start punching him until he can't even talk no more.
I gotta go to the crib, nigga. With my pet. Oh, he coming back, Charlie.
Hit him a couple times with my knee, just bro, I'm telling you. If y'all want anybody to go camping with, bro, go camping with me. I'm gonna make sure y'all straight. You know what I'm saying? But now, if a nigga got a gun and I ain't got a gun, I ain't gonna lie to you, it ain't much we can do. We might as well just jump off the cliff at that point. Ain't much I can't help you in that situation. I'm sorry, but I seriously can't help you in that situation, bro.
Dark clothing. The shadows covered them too much to tell if it was a man or woman, or if they were holding anything. Hello? Matt called out. Are you okay? I followed up with. They stayed there for a moment, then hurried away.
Oh, no.
I looked back at Matt, and although both of us were freaked out, we both nervously smiled. Like, what the hell is that about? Honestly, this was so long ago. I don't even remember what excuse or theory we came up with for why they were there. We assumed it was the person we saw across the water, but that's all I remember. Whatever we came up with, though, it was enough for us to continue the night without being too spooked. Somehow, we even went to bed, which, looking back on it, I have no idea how. We were just young and overconfident, I guess. But in the middle of the night, I woke up to Matt quickly unzipping my tent and shaking me awake. He was breathing heavily and had a look of fear in his eyes. As I got out, he said he woke up hearing someone outside, and when he opened his tent, he saw that same person standing right by my tent. When they saw him, they ran. He was really freaking out, and I felt like I had to keep a level head as best I could. Our only options were to test our luck walking down the narrow path in the dark, or staying at the camp. We decided to rebuild the fire and stay up all night. We had everything packed up though, in case we needed to make a run for it. As soon as the sun came over the horizon, we got out of there.
Smart.
That day, after discussing it, we decided to put in a report with our police office, just to maybe warn others about someone out there that was acting unusual. We were surprised to get a call back later that day to have us come in for questioning about something. Turned out, the tent we saw belonged to a missing person that had been gone for over a month. They searched the area, but found nothing else. They showed us pictures of the missing person, and both Matt and I were sure it wasn't the person we saw, which is extremely disturbing. Likely that person had something to do with the disappearance of the other person, and had Matt not woken up and scared them off, I probably would have been missing too.
Nah, that's crazy. That right there is actually crazy, Chad. Imagine, see, and that's exactly why I said do not go camping by yourself. Matt's a freaking hero. Matt, you deserve an award, bro. You deserve an award for that. That's why you don't go camping by yourself, bro. Because stuff like that. The dude that got snatched up, that lived in that blue tent, yeah, I'm pretty sure he went camping by himself with no gun or weapon. All right, I'm telling y'all, y'all keep going out there to go camp if y'all want to.
This was only a month ago. It was late September, and where I'm at, we were
You said only a month ago. That means this was in March. Bro, we are in April. What do you mean? Shut up! Shut up. All y'all, I just hear all the BS. All y'all shut up.
Having a lot of rain. Pretty much every day, it was pouring down. I work as an outdoor security guard for a warehouse on the outskirts of the city.
Why you
so
gotta look
rain
buff,
doesn't
though?
exactly make my job any more enjoyable. Luckily, the company I work for lets me stay inside on rainy nights, but it always made the shift go by a lot slower. Instead of getting to roam around outside the building, I just had to stand by the glass entrance doors and watch for anything. Anyway, this night I got in at 9, locking up the place after all the employees left. It was pouring outside, so I stayed in and stood
I couldn't
by
do
the
a job
door
like that.
and honestly just tried to stay awake. There was nothing to see except rain and the occasional thunder and lightning. A few hours went by. During that time, I just leaned against the wall and made a few trips to the bathroom. But then, as I stood by the entrance doors, fighting to stay awake, there was a deep, creaking thud. It echoed through the whole warehouse. It sounded like bending metal, or maybe a heavy metal door scraping open. It was enough to make the hair stand up on the back of my neck. I was sure it was nothing, and just a creepy sound because of the circumstances, but it was kind of my job to check on these things, so I walked down the hallway and looked through each of the corridors. I'd never actually explored much of the warehouse, since I was usually outside. All I knew of was the one main hallway that had 5 or 6 corridors branching from it, leading to large open warehouse areas. I looked down each of these until I got to the last one. At the end,
What did you see?
the door
What
was
was that?
cracked open.
Ah, heck
I
no.
felt a chill run through
No
me,
flashlight?
although I still didn't know if
No
it was
flashlight?
already opened or not.
No
I
flashlight?
walked over and opened it further.
No flashlight? Yeah, you tripping. No
The
flashlight?
whole room was dark.
No flashlight?
My voice
Hello?
echoed through the otherwise silent warehouse.
Yeah, nah, I'm
After
not
a
going
few
in there without a
seconds,
flashlight, bro.
I started to step back and close the door until I heard something in front of me.
No
It was a
flashlight?
voice. It sounded like a
It is.
man, either mumbling or softly laughing somewhere in the darkness near the tall shelving units. Is someone there? What the
No
hell are you
flashlight?
doing here? I
No
called out.
flashlight?
Come here. He said
Come
something
here.
softly.
Oh, no. Imagine, bro, imagine if you're working, right? You're supposed to be here by yourself, and you go into a dark room, and all you hear was, come here. Bro, Chad, just imagine, bro. This is all you hear. What if bro was in the corner like this? Come here. I said, come here. I said, come here. Like, boy, hell nah, bro. I'm telling you, I'm beating his ass. I'm wherever he's at. I'm gonna go in that corner and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him just for him trying to seduce me, and for him, what do they call it? What do they call it when you like hop on a property that you're not supposed to be on? What is that called? Trespassing. And he's trespassing. There we go.
Come here. He said a little
Oh
louder.
no.
Still, I couldn't see anything at all.
Come here.
After a couple more seconds, I said "fuck this" and closed the door.
Nah, for
I
real.
used my radio to contact
Nah,
the
for real.
police and left the building through the front.
They didn't give you, bro. They
5
didn't.
minutes
How you security with no flashlight? Not even like a baton thing that police be beating people with. Like you don't even got nothing, bro, to like even defend yourself,
They
bro.
showed up.
I'm asking to jump off in here. You heard what Mr. Molly said. We top flight security of the world, Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world. Been jacked by Santa Claus, all kind of shit. They need security in the world, Craig.
Up and walked through the building.
Let me
They
guess, he's
came
going.
out alone. Security tapes were reviewed, showing what looked like a 50-year-old man in a dark jacket slipping in through a gap in one of.
He had a knife. Oh no! See, if I would have tried to go over there and tried to fight him, I would have died. See, curiosity kills the cat. Bro had a knife. Oh, he's smart. He's smart for not going back there. I mean, but realistically though, most of us can beat a 50-year-old man. Come on, like really, like we can really. His bones probably don't. But how did he walk over there? I have so many questions. Does he have a family? Does he have kids? Does he have a wife? Did he walk over there? Did he drive over there? How did he even get in there? Why is the back door even open? Who opened the back door? Who left the back door open? Why is the place not secured? I thought he said he locked the doors. Why don't you get a flashlight or a baton? Why did bro have a knife? This dude must know that security officer, because like, why do you want just to kill? Unless what?
Showing what looked.
How do you even know that there's a security officer even there? What if he was really there for like the employees, one of the employees? I don't know. It's a lot of questions that could be asked.
Like a 50-year-old man with a dark jacket slipping in through a gap in one of the back garages. From there, he made his way into the warehouse room, where I heard him in. And disturbingly, on the footage, it looked like he was holding some kind of knife.
Look like.
He made his exit soon after I left. We don't know why he broke in, or what exactly he was trying to do by telling me to come into the warehouse. It might sound weak of me, but
We know what he was trying to do. Bro had a knife and he told you to come here. Come on, gang. Put 2 and 2 together equals 4. It's not that hard.
quit after that, and took up a day job instead.
Nigga said I quit after that and took a day job. Nah, that's exactly what I would have did too. Cause nigga, my life is in danger. A random man was hell nah, bro. See, y'all better be careful trying to work those security overnight shifts, bro. Cause of shit like this, I believe I feel like that's the most like relatable one.
I was camping out in the woods in the back of my property. I have a decent
Why is
amount
this-
of forested
okay.
land.
What's up with this dude in camping? Like, you not spooked yet? You done went camping 3 times and got stalked twice. Like, you not spooked about camping yet? You just gonna keep camping until somebody you right. And then wait, what you gonna do? Camp in the afterlife? How many times you gonna go camping until you realize, okay, maybe I don't need to go camping no more because this shit is low key kind of dangerous and like, okay, bro.
And so I like to make use of it and
At
go
this
for a
point,
casual camping trip
just
every
kidnap,
so
bro.
often. Just a
Just
10 to
kidnap,
15
bro.
minute walk out, I cleared a spot for a campsite. There was nothing special, like any views or lakes or anything. It was
So
just
what
a
was
quiet.
the point? What was the point of going camping? You want quiet? Tell everybody in the house to shut up. You want like look. This is all you got to do. Look right here. Look. This is all you got to do. You see how quiet and peaceful that was just now? If that's all you wanted, that's all you have to do. If there's nothing special about this camping spot, like there's no scenery, then what's the point of being there?
Quiet place out in the woods to relax at. This was sometime in the middle of fall, and on this day, around 4 p.m., I headed down there. When I got there, I began putting everything together, and while I did, I happened to see someone walking out in the forest. They were only 100 yards out or something, but considering this was technically my property, it was a little bit strange for them to be out here.
What do you mean technically my property?
Bordered by other neighbors' land, too, so the only way to this spot was by trespassing. I wasn't really upset about it. I was just confused why and how they got here. They were walking away from the direction of my house, though, toward my neighbor's land, so I just let it be. Over the next 3 hours, I saw nothing else, and mostly just sat back in my lawn chair and relaxed to the sounds of the forest. The sunset fell over the trees and left the woods dark and foggy, so I lit up the fire pit I'd made and stashed it with some logs and sticks. It was just about an hour into the night, and as I was tossing more sticks into the campfire, I suddenly heard footsteps in the distance. I turned around and could hear someone running, like full-on sprinting through the woods.
Why he turned his head like that?
Turned around the campfire.
Bro almost broke his neck trying to look.
In the distance.
Bro said.
I turned around and could hear someone running, like full-on sprinting through the woods. But it was pitch black out there. I just listened.
That's the uncle or the yard worker from Get Out. That's who that is. That's that yard worker from Get Out.
Followed the sound with my eyes as they ran past my campsite and deeper into the forest, slowly fading out. It was 100% a person too, from the sound of it, but I'm not sure there's any explanation for what they were doing sprinting through the woods at night. It made me really uneasy. I thought about packing up and going home, but it sounded like they didn't notice me or didn't care to bother me, whoever it was. I figured I was okay, and if anything, at least it was just a quick run back to my house. I kept the fire up and stayed outside for another 2 hours. Aside from the running earlier, it was a very quiet night. Around 10, I let the fire fade out and got in my tent, falling asleep soon after. Of course, I wasn't asleep for long though. I woke up to sudden footsteps sprinting toward my tent. My eyes shot open.
Hell no! Oh my god!
I
just put myself in his shoes, and that just gave me the most sickest and illest goosebumps ever. Imagine you just out by yourself in your campfire, bro, trying to go to sleep, and next thing you know, all you hear is running. That's like me in my apartment right now. And I get ready to lay in my bed, and I go to sleep. And all I hear is somebody walking around. And I know there's nobody here but me. And I just hear somebody walking around outside the house and like, you know what I'm saying? Making small little noises and shit. Bro, that would scare the fuck out of me. Is that a body? Can y'all see that? Or is it too dark for y'all? There's a body right here, like outlined right here. There is a body right here.
Footsteps come right up to the outside of the tent, then abruptly stop maybe a foot away. My eyes began adjusting to the dark.
Bro, you gotta get out of there.
Through the thin fabric, I could see the silhouette of someone leaning back and forth, like they were trying to look through it. Then there was the sudden sound of something tearing. My eyes looked a little bit to the left, seeing a knife sliding across the fabric and cutting a slit into the tent. Through it,
no!
Pierced through at me.
Shoot him!
I jumped up and bolted out of the tent, screaming and yelling as I ran into the woods. The adrenaline kept me going all the way back to my house.
You ain't getting nowhere.
I didn't hear their footsteps behind me, so it seemed like they didn't follow. However, when I called the police, I looked out the back window.
Bro said. Here's Johnny.
standing in the trees, watching me.
He's right there. Chat, he's still just right there. Hold on, look, watch this chat. Look.
However, when I called the police,
Look down here.
I looked out the back window and caught sight of a figure.
He's right there, chat. What the
standing in the trees, watching me. When
Insane.
officers came, whoever was out there
Dang,
had
can y'all
left.
turn the lights on at least?
In the morning, they came back out to investigate the campsite, but days passed with no leads. Not only was it terrifying that they were out in the woods on my property, running around at night with a knife and cutting open my tent, but they also followed me back to my house, so they
it's time
knew
to
where I
move.
lived.
It's time to move.
I was on edge, barely getting any sleep for the next month.
It's
So
time to sell that
far,
house.
nothing else has happened. If anything does, hopefully I'll still be able to update you on it.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that last one actually kind of like spooked me out a bit. Do y'all think y'all can survive something like that? I feel like I could if I had the proper tools. You know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, chat. The proper tools. Then yeah, I'm cool. I'm good. But if I don't have like a gun or nothing, I'm gonna have like at least like a pocket knife, a regular knife, and a machete. I'm gonna have weapons on me. Trust. I'm gonna have weapons on me, and I might even have a bow and arrow. People don't even know. I took archery. I took archery in high school, and I was really good at it. I was really good at archery in high school. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I can like survive and last. Bro, chat, y'all see how red my eyes are? I don't know if y'all saw, but I was like slowly like kind of like dozing off during that video.